Hello darts nuts, I'm going to do a review of the Harrows Retina darts. This is another new dart in the Harrows 2016 range, and this is the 24-gram model, and like with most of the other darts that have just come out, there's two models in the range, and like I said before, these are made in England, and on the back it says Retina 95% tungsten darts, it's a bit hard to read that, have been digitally designed to create perfectly streamlined barrels of unprecedented form and exacting balance. Precision cut using ultra-fine numerically controlled tooling, the Retina series sets new standards in the manufacture of professional darts. It's a bit hard to read with the light shining on that surface. Yeah, these are 95% tungsten, as it says on the front. Digitally designed streamlined barrels of unprecedented form and exacting balance. I think there's what is it, 22 and 26 grams also in this particular model. And as you can see, like the others in the range, it comes in a slim box with a hard plastic case inside, and you've got a set of Retina red and black flights. I do like these Retina flights, they have quite a nice look to them. And you've got a point protector and some Harrows Super Grip what look to be medium stems. Now this is the first time I've ever had them out of the box, and as soon as I picked them up, something just felt nice about the tungsten. I don't know what it is. Kind of reminds me of the Harrows Ice. They always had a very hard, dense feel about them, and that's what this feels like as well. Now I'll put the close-up in a second, but that front section there almost feels like a little scallop. Actually feels quite comfortable to hold the nose on the barrel there, and it feels very grippy. It's like a very fine micro grip, that. But anyway, that's what you get in the box, so we'll have a close look at the barrels now. Right then, here's the close look at the Harrows Retina, then I'll put the detailed picture up. As you can see, it's fitted with quite a short black coated point, and there's a kind of a squared tapered nose to the barrel, almost a bit like a square bull nose, but it's got a bit of a taper there. And that front section, like I said before, you might not be able to tell, but it almost looks like it's got like a little bit of a scallop, and it's made of this very fine, see if I can get in focus, very fine micro style grip, and it feels a lot more grippy than you think. I was quite surprised by how grippy that feels. It's almost like getting in between the ridges on my fingerprint. It does feel very nice. I think I'd like that grip if it was even wider. If it had gone up a little bit further, it would be nice. That obviously it will probably wear in time, but as it is when it's new, definitely a high medium grip, almost a high level grip, which seems surprising for such a thinly cut shallow grip. But looking at the profile of the barrel, it looks as if it could be maybe slightly front weighted. And then you've got this smooth section here, and then from there there's a couple of like thin cut grooves, and then it has a kind of a sort of a curved sharp grip, and then it goes into a slightly more normal thinly cut, square cut micro style grip, but then another very fine cut right near the end of the barrel. So it's got quite an interesting grip overall. I'd say overall the level of grip is probably a high medium, but it has a very nice feel to the tungsten itself, even on that smooth part. And I think if you're a rare gripper, you'll probably quite enjoy that grip there. Feels quite comfortable there as well. But I'm probably going to give it a try there, see how that flies from a very front grip, and then I might try it around there. Could suit any style of grip maybe. If you look from there, you can see it has a slightly unusual profile. Get it in focus. You'll probably be able to see better on the pictures when I do some pictures, but there's the Harrows Super Grip stems and the rather nice Harrows Retina flights. So just let you look at the dart for a little bit, then I'll put the detailed picture up with all the measurements on, if I can get it in focus. Okay, here's the detailed picture. Here's the detailed look at the Harrows Retina. It's got a 25mm black coated point. The front half of the barrel is slightly tapered and the nose is smooth, and that's about 6mm wide. And then there's this very finely cut ring style grip. It's got some very thin rings on there. I don't think I've seen rings as thin as that before. That's about 7.6mm wide, and then there's a smooth section with the Retina logo, which slightly goes thinner towards the end. That's about 12.3mm wide, and then you've got this kind of a curved, almost like a shallow razor style grip, but not quite a sharp grip, and that's 7.8mm wide before it gets into a section which has got two different width rings, still finely cut but not very deeply grooved. That's about 9mm wide. Then there's a smooth section at the rear of about 5.4mm. Overall length is 48.13mm and the width is 6.89mm. Right, I'll just take some measurements along the barrel. Barrel length is 48.13, which is a good sign for me. Widest section looks around about there where that logo is. That says 6.89. I'll just move a little bit in front of that, a little bit to the rear. Yeah, so I'd say 6.8, 6.9 is probably the width. And then as you go up the barrel, it starts to taper. Oh, that sounded a bit. 6.6, and this little micro style grip 6.35, and then right on the end of the barrel 5.96, and then from the front of the barrel you got 6.88, and then you go into that micro style grip again, 6.31, and then it tapers right down to the point, which is probably going to be around about 5mm. Alright, let's compare the weight of the barrels, see how they match. That's 24.1 grams. That is 24.08. And that is 24.09, so pretty close, and the weight of the full setup as it's supplied is 25.83 grams. Right then, let's find the balance point on these. It's front weighted with nothing attached. It's around where this smooth section is. So yeah, definitely front weighted like that, and with the supplied setup. Just about there, which is pretty central on the barrel, just near where the kind of a shark grip is. So that's the detailed look at the Harrows Retina. It's a very nice feeling dart. I just like the feel of the tungsten and the grip, and it has like quite a comfortable feel as well. Like I said, I'm probably going to give it a try from there, but I suspect it's probably going to be best around there, but we'll see. So let's give them a throw and see how they go. Always messed that last time. I'm just on the darts pretty close to the nose of the barrel on these very finely cut rings. I think normally with this kind of a shape of a barrel I would tend to be around about there, just slightly a little bit higher, but I'm holding it pretty close, and it's really because this part here is quite comfortable to hold. I'm getting some grip from these very thin rings. I think it's just because they're gripping into the ridges on my fingerprints, and when you just do that normally it doesn't feel that grippy, almost kind of feels smooth, but when you put your finger into it, it kind of like settles in between the little gaps just enough to give you a fair bit of grip. I'd still say it's only a medium grip, but it also feels as if it's got like a little subtle scallop, so it feels fairly comfortable there. Flying through the air, it was quite well balanced. I was getting a little bit of up and down wobble, but I kind of expect that from throwing it so close to the nose. It's probably going to be better balanced around about there, I think, but for now I'll just have a few more throws from there, and then I'll try a couple of different other grips. I'll just have a grip around that smooth section now. I think that's the widest part of the barrel, just to see how that feels, and then I'll move it just a little bit up to the rear section, but I'll try that grip for now. seemed as if it was a bit more steady through the air from that, and it was slightly better balanced. Let's have a couple more throws. Another couple more, I think, just see if I can get the hang of that grip. One more from there. And it just takes a little bit more getting used to gripping it there after gripping it on the front, but it felt as if the dart was a bit better balanced through the air. It certainly seemed steadier, and that is definitely the widest part of the barrel, but there's not as much grip on there. Although there's the tungsten has a nice enough feel to itself, but I'm going to try gripping it around here now, just on that rear section, so I'm in between them two different types of grips. I'm not going to go right to the end of the barrel. So I have a feeling if you're a natural rear gripper though, that could be quite a nice grip, because it just tapers nicely there, and you've got a fairly good grip to push against, and then you've got the centre mass of the dart around here, so it probably won't work so great for me with it not being a natural grip, but I suspect it's going to be quite good for natural rear grippers. Now the only thing that seems to happen quite a lot with me when I'm gripping it there, I get quite a lot of spin. Not sure why, but it's spinning a bit, but it probably won't if you're a natural rear gripper. I think it's just the release, getting used to the release, that's all. But again, it seems quite well balanced around there, but I'm not gripping right at the end of the barrel. I'm just kind of around about here, that in between there where the two different types of grip are, so it's not too far from the balance point there, so it should be quite well balanced anyway. But it's not too bad considering it's not my natural grip, so like I suspected though, I have a feeling it's going to suit rear grippers quite well, but I was quite happy with the front grip there. On that centre grip, not too sure. It was better balanced and more steady through the air there, but I don't know. I didn't feel as comfortable gripping it there as I did with the front, and even that rear section felt a bit more comfortable. But just for now, I'm just going to go back to that front grip. Well, that's the Harrows Retina 24 gram 95% tungsten dart. I think it works quite well with a very forward front grip, and probably will work okay if you've got a centre grip. It just didn't feel as comfortable for me to hold there, but it felt comfortable on that rear section, so definitely one for rear grippers. And like I said, if you like to grip quite neat close to the nose, probably suit front grip as well. But very solid feeling dart. Really has a nice feel to the tungsten, and I think the balance was probably a little bit better on that rear section, but like I say, I'm not an actual rear gripper. But I'll probably be putting these up in a competition, so it might be a competition on the forum, or it might be a competition on the YouTube channel or Facebook. I haven't really decided yet, so keep your eyes peeled out for that. But that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.